WK4, we back again. Got a special guest in the building. Got Imani up in here, Seahawks fan.
Yo, what's good, man? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm glad. Thanks for coming through. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice it's a rivalry. Some people say it's not Arizona Seahawks. Some people say it's not. Some people say it is. But it's been going on for a while. We got close games in, especially in it's been close games for like the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been close games for the past few years, but
seems like it's all road wins too. We keep winning in each other's stadium every single time for some reason.
Yeah, it's all road wins. Like that's the craziest thing. Like it's great. It's like the last time Seahawks won at home was 2014,
mm-hmm.
and the last time Arizona won at home was Russell Wilson's first game. That's which is crazy though.
Yeah,
that's a sad stat, but like that's crazy. But yeah, we get into the recap. So it was Seattle 20, Arizona 17. It was Josh Rosen first start. But I'm gonna ask like, what's how you feel about the Seahawks season like so far? Like, what was the expectations going in? You know what I'm saying? Like into the season.
I mean, the funny thing is, it's always different when you actually get into the season and you watch the games and you feel the disappointments, because going into it, I didn't have a lot of expectations. I was looking at somewhere between 7, 8, maybe 9 wins, something in that ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
And even though the first 4 weeks have been disappointing, I mean, here we are. We're right on pace for just that, for 8 wins. And and the other thing is we've been in every game. So as upset as I've been about our inability to finish at times, we've been right there for every game. We've been in a winning position in the fourth quarter. 2 times we got it right, 2 times we didn't. And honestly, we're notoriously bad in September under Pete Carroll. I believe, checking the stats, I believe this is the 2nd or 3rd road win ever for Pete Carroll.
In September?
In September, yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
So I think it's the 2nd or 3rd out of he started in 2010, so it'd be 16 possible road wins, and I think we're about 2-14, 3 for 13.
Yeah, maybe it's let me see. Maybe it's like a motivational thing. Like you gotta, cause I know he like spiritual or something. Like he do like yoga and shit. Y'all gotta do yoga.
I don't know if he's that much of a Phil Jackson clone, but he definitely is all over that. The vibes of the players, and he's definitely a players coach. He's definitely a guy from the college ranks. He brings that same energy and mentality, and I think it just takes a curve. I mean, we've been like this every season. We started 0-2 our Super Bowl year when we went to we played the Patriots.
All right, but you was talking about the Super Bowl year you played the Patriots.
Yeah, the Super Bowl year we played the Patriots. We started 0-2, and I believe we were 4-5 on that season through the first 9 weeks. Got a bye week, and then won every game down the stretch until we lost to the Patriots. That's when Doug Baldwin, I believe, went on that crazy. No, he did that in 2015, the next year. But anyway, we went on a crazy run. Finished the season out with wins, and so we've always been a second half team. We're a team that kind of figures that out. Do I expect that to happen this season? No. You lose Earl Thomas and others.
I don't know. I see my expectation for the Seahawks was always like a 10-6. Like this year, it's like I can understand like you don't got all the pieces, but I feel like yeah, coach really well. You got a quarterback, so I feel like you always in it. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking like 10-6, somewhere around that ballpark. For the Cardinals, I mean, like with Sam Bradford, just the Cardinals, everything. I was just I didn't really have expectations. I was just like, all right, with Sam Bradford, like hopefully we could get like 9-7, 8-8. But this is based off of one game of last year. You know what I'm saying? So. And it was like, and it's also like, he was with Jeff Fisher. And they used to always go 8-8. You know what I'm saying?
so was lucky.
Yeah, but now like but as it started, it was real bad. It was just like what's going on? Like this is, you know what I'm saying? Because Steve Wilkes, like the way he talked was like, all right, you know what I mean, I vibe like on the like just on the like intellectual, spiritual level, like, but I don't know. It's a lot of Cardinal fans aren't happy with like Mike McCoy, the coordinator, the offensive coordinator. He got, I think last year he got fired like week 5 of the season or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. After this game with Josh Rosen coming in, it showed that it was a quarterback thing. Cause like when I was watching like the film, I seen Sam Bradford. He didn't see nobody open. Like all he saw was like just 5 yards. If it wasn't 5 yards or 6 yards, he didn't see nothing else past that. He was throwing 5-yard passes, dinking and dunking. You know, going David Johnson for 3 yards. He wasn't doing nothing. So. But as far as my expectations for the Cardinals was just like 8-8, maybe 9-7. Hopefully, being able to compete to get that second spot or whatever in the division, and hopefully that's the playoff spot. But I don't know. Now we 0-4 with Josh Rosen. I mean, the last time an 0-4 team went to the playoffs was I just checked. I just found this out. It was in 1992. It was the San Diego Chargers. It might happen. You know what I mean? I'm really optimistic. I like you know what I'm saying. I never had I've never been able to feel like what it's like to have a franchise quarterback besides Matt Leinart, and we know how that ended.
I mean, on a positive note, Josh Rosen came out slinging. It actually reminded me a lot of that game that Baker Mayfield had when he came out against the Jets, and he just came out fearless. He played his game. He saw the openings. Sometimes he threw guys open in his game, and he was impressive. You can add all this stuff about Seattle's lack of pass rush or being at a home game, or maybe the team's rejuvenated behind a new leader, but all in all, he's still a rookie. He's a rookie, and he came in and he made the throws he was supposed to make. You can only play the game that's in front of you. You can't pick when. You can't pick how it's gonna go. So
yeah.
And when he got his moments, he definitely shined. Now we've seen this before. On the negative side, we've seen this before with these young quarterbacks, and they'll have a good opening game or they'll have a good start. Sometimes they have a great rookie season. It's actually been something that's been plaguing the NFL in the last couple of decades. Or not a couple of decades, I should say, a few years in the last decade or so. Quarterbacks coming out and having amazing rookie years and then just kind of phasing out. Some examples is Dak Prescott and Robert Griffin III. Even you can argue to a lesser extent someone like Jimmy Garoppolo, and people want to say with the 49ers and everything like that, like, oh, well, their season is over because he got injured. He was pretty average when he was
I thought he was average. I think like if you will look back at my past episodes, I was talking about I was like, I don't know what's all the hype around Jimmy Garoppolo. He looked average, like he looked like a regular quarterback. Not saying that
And how much is an indictment on him that but the 49ers almost come out and beat the Chargers without him.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Well, you got who's that dude named? He's a 3rd round pick though. I know.
Beathard. Yeah, C.J. Beathard.
Yeah, the Cardinals play the 49ers next week. So, but as far as this game go, I mean, I thought Mike Davis was dope. I'm like, how come we can't draft him? We got Chase Edmonds, but I mean, Mike Davis looked great. But you drafted him last year, right?
No, he's actually about a 4th-year player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah, Chris Carson we drafted last year.
Chris Carson, all right. Yeah.
So I might
Chris
be
Carson
thinking
balling out. Yeah.
I mean, Mike Davis is in his prime, but yeah, he was a 49ers player for 2 years out of South Carolina. Okay. And then was practice squad, got a couple chances, and then he kind of got the starting role because of injuries with us last year and showed us something, so we brought him back.
That's what's up. And then, I mean, that was pretty much the game. Wasn't like these two. Both teams didn't play their best. Like I feel like Josh Rosen was the only one that really balled out. The defense didn't really help when it came to stopping the run or anything like that. They didn't. The wide receivers. Like Larry Fitzgerald dropping passes, he'll never drop nothing.
That would shock me, and there was 2 early ones too. 2 first quarter drops. One of them, he had a point. He argued that he got held. He did by Justin Coleman in the end zone. I think he did get held. We got away with that one. But the first one, I just think I don't think he was ready for the rookie to really sling it like that. I think that's what it looked like.
That's
a
what people
preparation
say.
thing.
A lot of Cardinals, it was like they never had accurate passes, so they wasn't ready for it. You know, and then to tell you the truth, like this is the first time like a quarterback's actually throwing it downfield, so they just like it's been 4 weeks of like bullshit, BS. You know what I'm saying? So
it's refreshing. It's great. It's great. It was great to see as a Seahawks fan having Russell Wilson come in and being the first like real talented young player at quarterback that you see. And sometimes franchises only get one of those. So if Rosen can be like that, that's great. I mean, it's a small sample size. From a Seahawks fan standpoint, I do think that we sold out to stop David Johnson in this game and challenged the rookie to beat us. And in a lot of cases, he did. And obviously, for the fourth straight week, our offense is the problem. Defense has been lacking, but Seattle's offense has been a problem the first month of the season, and it really kind of showed its head again in this game.
Well, on that note, as far as the defense, like how you feel about like the Earl Thomas situation? Like,
I mean, it sucks from a lot of standpoints. It sucks for everybody, It sucks for Earl Thomas. Obviously, he's not going to get paid ever again. Not like he was. He's going to have to sit out this year. He's going to have to maybe test the waters. I've heard rumors that Seattle is ready to let him walk. So he's probably going to have to test the waters. He's probably going to get a prove-it 1 or 2 year deal. I mean, safeties aren't getting respected out here. Trey Boston took forever to get signed. Eric Reed just got signed a few weeks ago. Safeties were sitting on the market. Free safety is not a valued position in this league any longer.
Eric Reed got signed. Wasn't he protesting?
Yeah, I think he
got signed?
went to the Buccaneers or Dolphins. I feel like it was a Florida team, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay.
So for him, it sucks for his future. His playing days in Seattle are obviously over. For us, it sucks. We were building ourselves around having that. I mean, he's still one of the greatest safeties to ever play the game, and his presence was being felt. So Seattle's gonna miss him. Seattle's gonna miss his value. Not gonna get to trade him anymore. Teams were floating second-round picks up in here, and so we lose out on that going forward. We don't have a second-round pick this upcoming draft. Would have been nice. Hindsight is 2020. So from a few aspects, it's gonna be a rough season without him. Rough off season too.
Well, yeah. Earl Thomas was probably one of my favorite safeties. Him and Cam Chancellor, those like as far as like in the league when Adrian Wilson retired, those are like my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Even when Adrian Wilson was playing. But it was sad. It was sad to see. But you saw how like everybody respected him, all the teammates and players and stuff like that, both sides. What about who y'all play next week? Who the Seahawks have?
Yeah, unfortunately next week we play the Rams. So
oh shit, yeah. I got the showdown. That's gonna be
so. It's gonna be a make or break game, I think, for this season. It might sound surprising to some people. A lot of people, I bet 90% of people are gonna pick the Rams in this game. I would probably find myself within that 90% as well. I don't think the Seahawks have a chance, but this is a chance to prove, that it's just been a road thing in September, and this is a consistency under Pete Carroll, and things start to pick up. We're a better team at home. We got to prove that. 3 out of the first 4 games we're on the road. And that's hard for any team. So for us to come out and split that stretch with 2 wins is not too bad. But, when you watch the tape, it's something different. I watched the tape on Seattle. I watched the tape on the Rams. Rams find ways to win games. Even when they've been struggling at times, they keep pulling it out with that defense, man. Vikings had them dead to rights, and their defense just stepped up time and time again in that fourth quarter. They're really starting to look like a Super Bowl team, and I think we're going to have to face a Super Bowl level team this upcoming weekend. I think it'll be a dogfight from Seattle. This is a pride game for us as we got whooped at home by Rams last season, 42-7. One of the worst Seahawks home losses ever of any era, So
I do. Yeah, that definitely is the case.
It was bad, 35-0 at one point, So, fans are gonna remember that. Players got to remember that. We'll see what happens, but we go out there and get bashed by these Rams. We got a game in England the following week against the Raiders, and then a bye week after that. So if we can go to the bye week 3-3, then maybe my prediction of a mediocre 8-8 season is looking okay. If we go 4-2, playoffs have to be imminent because that means that included the Rams win.
Yeah, 4-2 4-2. We'll see. Y'all at home. When I watch the Rams, they seem very very human, like in the sense of like they seem beatable. You know what I mean? But they are the best team because it seems like they're coached really well. They outcoach what they like to do. Their offense is very creative. You know what I'm saying? So it's a very hard team to face. But watching Goff, he's not the best quarterback there is. You know what I'm saying? His throws he be throwing ducks sometimes. So I think they're beatable, but that I do think that is probably like one of the best teams. Like you know what I mean?
That's my number one team in the league right now.
Yeah. So
Chiefs being a close second. Chiefs and Rams, funnily enough, they probably have the best two offenses in the league, and it might not be.
I would agree.
It wouldn't, it might not be statistically per se. I know they're both top 5. They have to be, but when we talk about dynamic players and weapons all across the board, Chiefs and Rams are at the top of the bill.
And Andy Reid and Sean McVay, they come up because the Cardinals offense had, besides this week, they had like the worst offense in the whole league. And like everyone's just saying like we need to hire somebody from Andy Reid's or Sean McVay. And when you watch the tape on them, they're very creative.
Yeah.
But we got wrap this recap up. You know what I mean? Hopefully we got all the notable moments in the game this week. I look forward to next week. But it was thank you for coming up.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure. Always down to talk Seattle. Always down to talk football, and hopefully I come back in the future.
Yeah.